I've played every single map in Party Animals, and today I wanted to make a tier list based on how I feel about every single map in the game. Alright, so here are the rankings. We got S tier for Superb, A for Good, B for Mid, C for Whack, and D for Dick on the Ground. So let's get into it. So the first map we're going to talk about is Ichiban. Ichiban is an ancient ruin map that gets covered up by poisonous gas as time goes on, and the whole point of this game mode is to knock your opponents into the poisonous gas until you're the last survivor of the game. And honestly, I'm not really too mad at this game mode. It feels very fair overall, and there isn't like a whole lot of obstacles that could fuck you over in the long run. The only annoying part about this map is when opponents try to avoid fights and climb the pillar in the back of the map, but otherwise I think it's a very clean map. So yeah, I think this is getting a nice and clean S tier. So the next map we're going to talk about is Typhoon. And Typhoon is a submarine map that sinks into the water as time goes on, and to win this one you gotta knock players into the water and make sure that they drown. I have mixed feelings about this map because while I think the concept is cool, it has a bunch of annoying ass aspects to it. Like there's a random ass missile that goes off that pushes players into the water. Sometimes the missile can kill you if you fall into it, and the worst part about this map is trying to throw people off the top part of the map, because sometimes it feels like players could get stuck in the whole part and it feels impossible to eliminate them at this point. So I think I'm just gonna give this one a B. So the next map we're going to talk about is Broken Arrow, and Broken Arrow is basically just an airplane map that freezes on both sides as the game continues. The map also tilts, and the whole point of the map is to knock other players off the airplane. And on my mama, this map is a pack of ass, doodle butter, trash, garbage. I just don't like that I barely have any room to fight in comparison to the other maps in the game. It just feels like if I get knocked out once, I'll die. If I try to do a flying kick, I'll die. It just feels like there isn't a whole lot of room for risk on the map, and I'm also not a fan of slipping and sliding around near the end of the game and I could accidentally slip off the plane. This map is just dick on the ground, bro. Winter is Coming is a map where a snowstorm randomly occurs and players are supposed to stay warm by staying close to the bonfires that are scattered around the area. The bonfires goes out one by one as time goes on, and the whole point of the mode is to not get frozen in the storm and be the final survivor. I'm very iffy about this map because sometimes you don't realize when the bonfires is going out during a fight and you could just get frozen out of nowhere, but there are other times where you walk too far from the bonfire, you get frozen and you slide right back into the bonfire because there's a ton of hills on the map. I just think this map is okay, so I'm gonna give it a B. Wind Tunnel is an arena map that has a bunch of heavy wind that could blow you off the stage during certain times, and players are supposed to lift barriers with levers that could break after using it so much. The whole point of the map is to not get blown off and be the last one alive, basically. Honestly, this map is really funny and I like how chaotic it could get, so I'm gonna give it an A tier. Blackhole is a map that has a black hole in the middle of the map and it can suck you in, pause, but you are supposed to hold on to heavy objects around the map to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm not mad at this map at all, and I feel like this is one of the more fair maps in the game. If you don't hold on to something, you die. If you do, you live. It makes sense, so I'm gonna give it an A tier. Beat a Bridge is just a map where you throw hands on the bridge that breaks over time, and honestly this map is so much fun. I just love how random it is, and sometimes the bridge can spawn and tilted, which adds more to the chaos, which I kind of love. Honestly, yo, go ahead and hold this S tier, bro. Gator Valley is a map that lets you fight on a river bridge that has a bunch of big waves that try to knock you into the water. This is a weird one because while I think the map is pretty fun, it has a bunch of annoying aspects to it, like waves could be strong enough to just knock you into the water out of nowhere. To me, I feel like this map is just a B. It's I. Icebreaker is an ice map that breaks apart as the game goes on, and you're supposed to throw your enemies into the cold water to freeze them. This map is honestly pretty fair to play on, you just gotta be careful with the slippery ice and accidentally falling into the water. I'ma just give it an A. Lollipop Factory is a team-based game where you're supposed to fight with your team and collect enough candy until you win, and this is probably one of my favorite modes in the game. You just need to coordinate with your teammates and make sure that everybody is following the objective. I never really had any bad luck with this map, and I'm always happy when I see it, so I might just give it a S tier. Fluffy Redemption is absolutely one of my favorite modes in this game. So Fluffy Redemption is just another team-based game mode where you're supposed to put coal in your train to make it go faster than the opposite train, and you can also jump on your enemy's train to go beat them up and pull on their brakes to make their train go slower. But I always have a ton of fun whenever I get this mode, so I'm gonna give it a S tier. I fucking hate this map. So basically, Into the Game is an arcade map where one person is supposed to be playing the arcade machine and collect coins while the other person basically defend them, and they can also go mess with the enemy team. But I swear to God, every time I play this mode, the person whoever is on the arcade machine on my team is getting knocked out the most, no matter what I do to defend them. This might be a skill issue, but I don't care. This map is mad annoying. I'm gonna give it a D. Safely Afloat is a map where you're supposed to float the safe attached to balloons over to your side to win. This map is alright. I'm not mad whenever I see this map, but I'm not really ecstatic either. I probably only feel this way because fighting over that safe and trying to drag it to your side could get really annoying sometimes. I don't know. I'm gonna just give it a B. Trebuchet is a mode where you have to send bombs on the other side using the Trebuchet to win. And honestly, I'm never happy whenever I see this mode picked. It just feels clunky picking up the bombs that was thrown on your side and trying to throw them into the river. Also, this might be a skill issue, but it's always hard as fuck to throw off the person who decided to launch themselves onto your side. It's just annoying to me, so I'm gonna give it a C. I actually kind of like Buzzball. So Buzzball is literally just a basketball mode, but if too many people hold on to the ball can start electrocuting y'all basically. I just like the fact that you're able to work together with other teammates and pass the ball to each other and whatnot and try to score goals to win. Plus, if things get too hectic or annoying, I kind of like that the ball punishes you if too many people are trying to hold on to it. It mixes things up and it adds a great strategy to the game. So I'm gonna give it an A. Beast hockey is literally just hockey and party animals. There's also a shield that a goalie can grab to help defend their goal and knock the puck back, but I think this map is just okay. Like, I don't know if I'm really in love with it or anything. I just think it's a great addition to have hockey in the game, but I feel like it's so much easier to just straight up get run over by the puck in this map. So I'm gonna just give it a B. Nah, I don't care what anyone says. Beach soccer is absolutely the worst mode out of all the sport modes. I simply just can't stand it. Beach soccer is literally just a soccer mode, but it just feels awful. The map is too big. The ball is always in the corner. Niggas have to run across the map using all day cinema just to get to the other side. It just sucks. I'm giving it a D. Now, on the other hand, Beast Football is absolutely my favorite mode in the game. Beast Football is literally just a football mode where you run with the ball and you try to score. But I only like this mode because people have full control of the ball and you can pass it to your teammates and etc. It's a clean map and I have no issues with it, so I'm giving it a S tier. Final Destination is just a map where you find the subway station and you're supposed to throw your opponent into the train track so they can get run over by the train. I hardly have any issues with this map besides the fact that I wish Final Destination had 2 train tracks like Gang Beasts did instead of 1. But either way, I think this map is good, so I'm gonna give it an A tier. And last but not least, Winter Cabin. So Winter Cabin is a funny one. Winter Cabin is a map where you fight in a cabin and you try to kick each other out of the door and the window. And if you end up getting kicked out, you just kind of freeze to death. There's also a bunch of like drinks around where you could power yourself up. With my experience, I feel like it's sometimes hard to eliminate someone from the map, but I still love it because of how creative it is. I'm gonna just give it let's give it an A. Alright, so that's the tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and maybe you guys could share your favorite and least favorite party animal maps in the comments below. But anyhow, I'm out this bitch, and I'm about to go make some more videos. See ya.